welcome to the garden. Today I'm going to be harvesting some of these beefsteak tomatoes. I want to give one of these to my neighbor as a gift, but I want to make sure it's a nice one. Some of them are actually split, and I don't mind eating a split tomato or one with a few brown spots or a callus, but as a gift I want it to be pristine. Those are some good looking tomatoes. Now let's see if we can pick one of these out for my neighbor. Cherry tomatoes are always good. So I am going to rule out this one that's split and this one too. That one is nice and plump, really beautiful. So I think that might be the winner. Probably going to harvest some more beans and kale today too. Look at all those beans hidden in there. I'm going to be out here for a while. Here's one of my morning glories, which is actually vined out on top of this tomato. It's really awesome. I love seeing these in the middle of the vegetable garden. They're just gorgeous. On a cloudy day like this, they bloom for a lot longer too. This would be closed up on a sunny day, but it's still blooming. There's also one right down here under my kale, kind of hiding. But these are just lovely, so I actually really like letting them vine all over. I want to try and harvest some of the lower leaves, but this one is just so beautiful. Gotta harvest this one. This one looks good too. Take that. Kale is one of those things you need to rinse really thoroughly because of all these ruffles. There could be all sorts of stuff in here. I see some dirt, some dried leaves. Underneath the leaves you can find eggs and insects. But as long as you harvest from the bottom, it'll still produce new leaves up at the top. And eventually these look just like trees. They're really interesting. They have these incredibly hardy stems, just like broccoli. But these leaves are just so beautiful. They're one of those vegetables that could be decorative. I mean, just look at how beautiful that is. All the textures and colors are so stunning. It's really incredible that these are edible. Incredible edible kale. But these new leaves at the top are too small to harvest anyways. I want to get the big ones down here at the bottom. Some of these have been munched. You can see little holes. I'm going to try to avoid those. But that's a pretty great harvest. Look at this tomato. Oh my gosh. That has got to be one of the ugliest tomatoes I've ever seen. Got a huge scar down here. It looks like it's been burrowed into and out of 100 times. Man, oh man, is that hideous. So I might be able to cut off most of that and just use half of it. So we'll see. I'll try it. Got a few more cherries down here. I'll take just this one, I think. That one needs a couple more days. That's a pretty decent harvest. So I'm probably going to eat these cherry and Roma tomatoes pretty soon in the next couple days. The beefsteak can actually ripen up for a few more days. And then the beans I'm going to cook just like I did in this video up here. So I'll slice them really thin because they are a little bit overripe. But then we'll saute them with some nice garlic and olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper. And that's a great way to eat all sorts of veggies. The kale I'm probably going to process down into kale chips in the oven. After a really good rinse, you want to try and shake off as much of that water as you can. That'll probably do it. And we don't actually need any utensils for this. We're just going to strip the leaves like this. But a lot of these pieces are actually the perfect size, and most of them we can just pull apart like this. So these are going to be our chips. It's a pretty decent size and they get really crispy in the oven. And then so we don't have to use a bowl, I'm gonna coat these with olive oil right on the pan. Oh, I missed one. I'll do that real quick. It really does go fast. Don't even need a knife, it's great. So we'll mound these up and then drizzle some olive oil on top. It's a little extra virgin olive oil. And you don't need a lot, but you do want them coated completely. So we're gonna work these really well until everything is covered. They'll get nice and glossy and turn a little bit darker green as that pale green color kind of gets saturated with oil. It's actually kind of a glaucous coating that can be brushed away. It's especially noticeable on the underside of the leaf. But look at how dark and shiny that gets. Oh, it's just beautiful. So that's a good indicator on when you're ready, is when everything is nice and dark green and coated with olive oil. And we didn't really use that much, just a little drizzle is all you need. Wow, look at that color. Isn't that spectacular? Now a quick little coating of salt and pepper. And now we're going to bake these at about 375, so nice and high heat. That way the olive oil is going to fry the entire leaf. They get really crispy, and you know they're done as the ruffled edges turn brown. You want to be sure to space them out so they're not overlapping. If they're piled on top of each other, the lower leaves can actually steam and they don't get quite as crispy. I really like that crispy texture. So you want to space them out and even use a whole nother pan if you have to. These only took about 5 or 10 minutes, so you do want to keep a close eye on them. So I've got our green beans cooked with our garlic, a little olive oil, salt and pepper, and these are the kale chips. Some of them are brown. Those are going to be really, really crispy. You can just hear it. But the green ones have actually dried out a little bit too. And listen to this. These are so light. They just melt in your mouth. So I'm going to do a big handful today for lunch. This is such a tasty way to prepare kale. I could just eat these all day. They just get so crispy and tasty. And then our green beans, of course, very delicious. I love that garlic in there. Wow, this is great. So I hope you give this a go in your garden. Thank you all so much for watching. Oh, my mouth is watering. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.